Hello everyone, this is Steven as Key333. Now, before we get to this happen, so you might be wondering why I wasn't talking in the game. Well, apparently I was being focused in the game to trying to beat the second night. It's gonna take a long time to explain and everything, but not much apparently because there's a lot to explain, and maybe I'll give you some tips like how to beat the second night, because for a very long time, like I don't know exactly, but apparently one of the game developers, none other than Hazah Master himself, gave me some advice to tell me about how you beat this and how you deal with the animatronics exactly, so that way it won't just get me some kind of jump scare. But you leave me a comment in one of my latest video from Hazah Studio, the second night. Apparently gave me some kind of advice to tell me what it is, so maybe you can see it on the comment section. Well, I can put that on the screen to see what it is exactly. So it's there. It says advice: camera's bad, keep checking the door and pay attention to scene's footsteps high pitch, and keep spamming the light on him. He goes to both the left and right. So yeah, this is one of the comment section that he put there. Well, apparently he wasn't like what specifically gave me a sentence exactly. So I'm going to encrypt it, what that means exactly. So firstly, he says cameras bad, meaning that you can't use the cameras in any other way you can do. So I think then you don't have to deal watching on the cameras, because I thought for sure for the second night phone call, she said something about like Katie the Fox, you know, Darkbot's girlfriend. She somehow is going to come to be active for this night, but apparently some reason for sure, like when I looked through the camera, she wasn't like moved at all. Maybe around like almost like 5 a.m. Well, she doesn't come or anything at all. Well, my guess is like her AI system might be not been function, or she wasn't very active for this one, or the game developer didn't put in a code there as well. I mean, this is the first time he made this for the RPG game, but I mean, it looks like an RPG game, but it had to like move around. They were using the keyboard and all. But yeah, I thought for sure she was gonna be playing as like a foxy one. Like if you look through the camera, that you won't have to be moved for a bit, so that way it won't be hard to do it. So that way it won't come attack you. Like if you don't, so you'll get a game over. So yeah, it's like keep checking the door and pay attention to scene. So I think saying like keep look through the hallway, well, it's like there's no door there. More importantly, like there's no any button system around here. So you mean to say like you have to look through the hallway to see who's coming, which is Hazah Master and Dark, because when sometimes one of those two will be appear momentarily, you have to put on a mask as quick as possible. So I think the mechanics I have, or any logic way how to get to him or trying to survive, because of the noise you heard from the background, say something like, for example, the Hazah Master say something, "I'm gonna get you," something like that. So I think this is like a second voice line, meaning that so someone's gonna come in momentarily. That he is coming in momentarily. So put on the mask when the second noise comes, and then he appears on the hallway. But then suddenly he just moved and went inside the office. But he didn't attack me while I was in the hallway. I thought for sure like if I don't put on the mask, he's gonna come and attack me while I'm in the hallway. But not apparently, because he had to put on the mask when he was inside the office, including Darkbus. Well, sometimes he's coming in to constantly coming in. Sometimes he laughs. So I guess it might be the same thing to happen for him. I mean, it's really easy to do because Hazah Master came to the left, then Dark Bus came to the right. So that's the only logical explanation how to deal with those two. Now for Seam, it's a kind of curiosity you don't know, like the Sonic hand puppet guy. He's some like a tricky one that you can't even handle the face with, because there was a mechanic you had to use your flashlight by pressing spacebar. But by pressing the spacebar, it only for lasts 6 seconds, because when I press the spacebar, when the flashlight turns on and then turns off, it goes by 6 seconds. But when I get jump scared by the Sonic head puppet, it only takes like 10 seconds. So I tried to add them all up, they're trying to subtract it, because it's really hard not to do Well, if you're trying to time it right. And so hard that I couldn't do it. Like, I sometimes I'm trying to spam using spacebar, and it's really hard to do that. I can't even get it right. So, because it doesn't have that kind of game mechanics to do. Like, you have to hold your button to hold the spacebar for turning on the flashlight, because it wasn't just like same thing for any of the fan games exactly. So it's my guesses. Pressing the spacebar, keep spamming it as person as possible. That way you don't have to deal with him. But if it's hard to you can't track of it if you did or not, maybe why don't you try counting yourself or count inside your head, so that way you'll be able to know when he's going to leave. And also he says something about footsteps and high pitch. So he thinking about saying something like you have to listen for his footsteps. Well, he did haven't heard footsteps for a bit, just like the footsteps of FNAF 4, but it doesn't tell us like which side it is or where the noise comes from. Like you hear from left or you hear from right, so it might be like who's coming next. So that way it's hard to listen to using your headphones. It's hard to deal with, and sometimes it's just you hear a high pitched noise. I think means that you can hear his voices coming in. Yeah. And sometimes when he's going to the right side, he's sometimes left. David the Fox, that's what the name is, because I seen through the game file, there's a kind of characters, no reference for that. There's a name of this character. I'm pretty sure he must be a real person or one of his friends. I don't know. So I'm pretty sure he said something mean and abusive and inappropriate, and that means it's he just finished. Then he sometimes around the time for bed, there's a kind of a noise. It's it's kind of humming noise or singing. This came from the scene, the Sonic Hedgehog puppet. He thinks he's singing for a bit. So I think it's going walk around for a bit or something. Anyway, so sometimes it's going to left or right thing constantly, because he always is going left or right. It doesn't do randomly which side it is exactly. So maybe once it check to left or right or something like that. And I recently did not know. I noticed when I did get jump scared, because when I looked through the hallway, scene's gonna come in, but apparently I got jump scared because I didn't see someone in the hallway. I didn't see him in the hallway. Apparently he got killed me. So my guess that this might be some kind of bug or something, because it doesn't show me anything. It doesn't show him where he is exactly. Each time I got killed. So it might be my guess. That's the kind of bug it is exactly. And yeah. So what else is gonna be dealing with? Well, that's all I could think of. The Hazah Master's girlfriend sees sometimes and wasn't very active around that time, but she kind of active right now around 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. So I think it might be easy to do that once and stuff. But the problem is when it goes to 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. All the enemies around us is gonna really hard to deal with exactly. For example, the Hazah Master is coming here from the hallway, and sometimes her girlfriend or his girlfriend sometimes start to move. You trying to press a control shock him, but the problem is you had to put on the mask if it comes in or not. But I did that one time that when I was wearing the mask, I'm trying to press a control shock. Apparently, it will not let me do it. Maybe because around when I was wearing it, or the game system wasn't work exactly when I was wearing the mask. So it'll be wise if I keep the mask on, then press the control shot, because it's really easy to do. So that way you would have to just keep wearing the mask and somehow just trying to wait for a bit when it comes. So I think it's wise to do is you try and put on the mask as quick as possible. While you're wearing the mask, if she starts to move, but immediately take off your mask, then press the spacebar to do control shock, then put it back on. So that way, so you make it quick as possible. If one of those two came from the hallways comes in. So I think that's how much you can think about. So anyway, that's all the tips I can talk about from this game, how to deal with, and hopefully you can make it to the end of it. did complete it. So that's why this is the end of the demo. But yeah, so if you want I should just give you some kind of tips or how you deal with this, please let me know. And also, I'm thinking it'll be wise to just like, no, like trying to get like good mechanics and stuff. I mean, I'm not trying to judge him. I mean, like, maybe to get like good instructions, like how to deal with exactly. Maybe importantly, like how do you deal with a door exactly, and even you have to deal with a map system. Like if you can't see the details of the map exactly, so it'll be hard to explain. But I don't want to just get like offended him. But really looking forward to it. But anyway, here's one of those final clips that I just beat around like 5 a.m. that I just finally completed. So thank you and enjoy to the one of the last ones.
Activating control shock. Activating control shock. Activating control shock.
Praise to the gods. Okay. That wasn't easier than I expected. Well, that was the end of the second night. Was that to be more, right? I've been making focus for a very long time, but not really. Oh my god, this is like a maze game. Oh no. I think I know what I'm supposed to do. Am I supposed to defeat something? Or the thing that is blocking the way? I think it's like a... There was a person, it was actually brothers, minions, Void. Apparently they were like brothers, by the looks of it, I can tell. So I don't think I can get past it. So maybe that might be around here somewhere. And more importantly, maybe there might be any children that I need to find. No. Maybe there might be some secrets around here. What am I doing exactly? Like, how to do it? It won't tell me what the control is exactly. It's kind of weird with this background music. Oh, I've given up muffins. Why? So I'm not supposed to attack the minion, but I somehow give muffins? Yeah, I forgot to mention about the mini game I finished the first night. Apparently they gave me pancakes. So what is this? A kind of like a cafe restaurant or something? I don't know. And there's a door that appeared, but there might be some secret that may be around here somewhere. Just like from the first one. So hold on for a bit. Maybe gotta be around here somewhere. Maybe on this point? Yep. Simple. Easy. And this is probably we're gonna get candy. A cake. Oh. Oh, a teddy bear plushie. But I hope it's a Freddy plushie. But back on the nostalgic music. Ah, classic. Maybe I can just stand like this all day. Here you go, little boy. Or girl. It's your little plushie. My guess is this might be to do with the victims. Thanks for playing the demo. More will be coming soon. Well, that's the end of the demo. Surprised I never finished the second one.
Did you notice anything weird?
Cutscene. Quiet!
Yes, I have noticed a few things here and there. You think it's possibly him, but just possessing another body, right?
I hope not. But wherever he is, we need to act fast.
Yeah. And if he is really coming back, he can let his little disciple in there out.
Well, pretty much, but we have to do everything we can to save this world at all costs.
We lost one world. We're not going to lose another.
Even if we have to kill them.
Oh god. Well, I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, that is it. That's the end of the demo. So, surprisingly enough, I get so much of like advice from the game developer himself, showing them what tips I had to do exactly. But I can't tell you what it is, but I will tell you doing like an audio session. But because I've been focusing for a very long time, I don't have a mic with me with all this time, so I'll explain to you how are you gonna beat this night on the second one if you start to confuse or don't know what it is. Apparently, this game is some kind of a time sequence based around the like you do that in order specific way of when it comes in, who comes up next, then comes after that. So this might be some kind of like sequence. It didn't technically like make it randomly around us because of, more importantly, it's just like anything, just make it all at once or not make it randomly ordered. So my guess is it's got to be something to do with have to be specific, like who comes next, then what am I supposed to do exactly. And I did some tips like how you do it, and so I'll tell you what happened in the audio during the time I was in doing the gameplay. So yeah, anyway, that concludes this demo of the 5 Nights at Hazah Studio. If you want to check out the game for yourself and on the demo, I'll put the link in the description. It's on GameJolt, it's on for free, so you can play it for yourself. Apparently there might be some kind of Easter egg around here somewhere. I don't think there might be, but anyway. So thank you to the Hazah Master to give me some tips and advice if anything happens. So I'm really looking forward to full release this game and see what's been stored for me, and hopefully I won't just make some panicking for this crying like a little baby. So excuse me for that. And also don't forget and go check out their channels. It's really appreciated for your support. It's really helpful. The two of them, Hazah Master and Dark, those two are the greatest YouTuber of all. They do voice actors, they do gameplay and animation and so on. So yeah, please check it out. It's really appreciated for your support, and hopefully if this is gonna coming up this game, I might be doing it immediately as it should be. So anyway, if you like this video, hit the like button too. Light them up if you want to see my videos, or check out the other videos, go subscribe. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Later.